Hey, what's up guys? Max2015 here, bringing you another episode of Boom Beach, and today, again, it's been a pretty tough day. I am still in the middle of playing, but unfortunately, a lot of these bases are still online, so I can't really rate them, but we can watch some of these replays in the meantime, so you guys can see how the pushes go, and we're at 1,390 victory points, ever so slightly closer to that 1,400 mark. I guess 1,400 victory point mark, will be another step forward in the push. Some of these bases are pretty sick and ridiculous. This one, for example, in here, he has 10 ice statues. I don't know what the point of that is, but what's throwing me off is this laser beam. So I haven't really attacked him. I don't really have a game plan for him, but come on, 10 boosted ice, even though he only has the masterpieces boosted, that's still pretty brutal. 83 here, I attacked him a couple of times, I failed. He is global number something. Everyone here is in the leaderboard already, so this base here I'm gonna attack with heavy Zuka. It's just that I have RZM trained, so I'll wait. Ben, I'm ready to attack, but he's online. Jack Black, I'm ready to attack, but he's online. What else is down here? I think those are the only bases left. Yeah, that's not too bad. So that's about, no, this is the first base I showed you. Yeah, so there's a couple of bases that I don't think I can beat, these two here. But the remaining three I know I can take down. It's just that, they just need to get off from the game. Oops, nope, wrong screen. So here, funny thing, today, if you saw yesterday's video, Goodman spawned again. Goodman CEO. So, and he did make some alterations in the base. So that was kind of interesting. But I still managed to take him down on the first try. We can start with Loon 069 here. I used TRM. He has 5 ice statues. There's a 5th one boosted behind those bushes in there. It was a defensive building damage, 15% boosted, so 30% additional. Classic TRM. I forgot if I used 1 or 2 boats. I think just 1 boat of rifles. Yeah, I think I attacked him a couple of times. Yeah, maybe twice with 2 boats of rifles, and funny enough that didn't work, so I swapped back one of the rifle boats for another boat of tanks, and that worked. I don't know, maybe he just didn't have enough firepower towards the end. He did have a lot of ice, so one of those rocket launchers was still standing in there, so I needed to get a little bit more gunboat energy and finish it off with an artillery, which just happened there. The good thing is that he didn't have too many crazy defenses on the left side where I usually start hugging the wall. I just needed to take down the second rocket shot launcher in there before I could just shot and take out that one cannon, smoke the cannon, the tanks in the bottom. The cannon that was right here, that one was problematic because I didn't take it down in the first 2 attempts, and it just kind of picked off 3 or 4 of my tanks, and that kind of ruined my raid. So this time we took it off and before flaring to the wall, and then once we got there were a lot of economy buildings, which was great because there was a lot of good free gunboat energy we could get. And we were, out of the range for most of the deadly defenses, except for the one rocket. I was more concerned with my medics because boosted rockets can be really deadly for medics, so not so much for the tanks. But anyways, I was able to get a ton of gunboat energy. I wish you could see the gunboat energy in the replays, but unfortunately can't do that. So shock the boom cannons, flare straight to him, take it down, and then flare straight to the next one, right there. Shock again. At this point it's kind of a textbooky. Wait, did I not have gunboat energy? What? Oh, there it is, the last one. Huh. I don't know how come there was a delay in there. Weird. Alright, so once they take out the last boom cannon, they'll just clean up all the machine guns and the mortars around, and you can still see that I still have a ton of rifle. Man, yeah, come to think about it, I wish in the replays you could still see the little icons of your troops and your gunboat ability, so you could see exactly what you were clicking as you were playing. I mean, or at least they should give you the option whether you want to watch the replay with or without those icons. It would be helpful, I think, so you can see what's being clicked. Alright, so at this point, not much to see, just the one rocket laying down on us, but the tanks will just all focus on the HQ, they'll wear down the shield, and then they eventually take down the HQ. I did kind of almost run out of time. I don't know how much time I had left, maybe 9-10 seconds, but it doesn't matter. As long as it comes down, I'm happy. So that was the first base I attacked today. You can see I had a lot of fails somewhere in there. That was Loon's base, and then Goodman, same as yesterday. His base was a little different. I think he moved the shields in a little bit. You see how they're much closer towards the HQ? I think it's because he wanted, so when the tanks are hitting the shield generators, the boom cannons would be within range. So I think that's what he was planning on doing. I really didn't realize the change until I got up there and I was like, huh, the tanks are moving closer into the HQ. So that was kind of strange. But nonetheless, I was able to take him down, but that's all because he only has 2 ice boosted statues. If he had, 4 or 5 ice total, all of them boosted, I probably would have failed a few times already if I was able to take it down at all. But anyways, by now you guys would probably guess, and it's pretty similar, pretty textbook strategy with TRM. All thanks to my friend Gas. So flare right there, critters to take out that boom mine, take out the sawmill, flare closer to those the gold storages, and I had a ton of tanks, and they look pretty healthy. Most of them were pretty green, which was great. Right there. Oh yeah, so you guys can see right there, it prompted me to throw in that shock a little early because that boom cannon did turn towards the tanks when they were shooting at the shield generator. So right there, 1 cannon down, flare to the second one, shock again, let them clear up a little bit, and then shock. No, oh no, I didn't have to shock because that last boom cannon was out of range. Okay, now I remember. Yeah, so right here we can go 4 times the speed, and you can see they were out of range. Only the mortar and the shock, the rocket launcher were shooting at us, but I had enough gunpowder I used for 3 medkits, so that was pretty sick. So that was Goodman Siriao's base again. Man, I feel bad for him. He's gonna come back and raid my ass very soon. I can feel it. Alright, so next base. 5 ice statues. 5? Yes. 5 ice statues, 4 of them boosted. Same thing. Put down the rifles, put down the tanks, lay all the gunboat energy on the boom cannon and the shot launcher in there. As you'll see, the third artillery won't be able to destroy either of one of them. So I'm gonna have to throw up a little pack of critters later to finish them off. You can see how they have so little health left. But at this point, I think 1 artillery was costing like 15 gunboat energy, so it was very expensive, right? So there goes the critter pack, and they'll take both of them down very nicely. And at the same time, they actually distracted the shot launcher for a couple of seconds. And it's not something I was counting on, but it worked out really well to my advantage. So as soon as they take out the shot launcher, we're gonna flare to the left, I think. Oh, critters first. Keep those defenses nicely distracted. Man, can those tanks move any slower? I swear to God. Wow. Okay, smoke to protect them. That sniper tower was making me a little nervous though. Sniper towers shooting at you while you're just on the move. That made me throw a second smoke right there. I got a little lucky there though. You see, most of my tanks are almost done there. Like half of my tanks have less than a third of health left in there. Okay. Thankfully, the sniper tower focused on one of the healthier tanks. Right there. There goes the first shock, and they'll start moving into the cannons and the boom cannon later. There goes the cannon. Where's the next shock? Should be coming out right there. Perfect timing. Flare to the boom cannon. For this instance, I think we have to take out all the 3 boom cannons just because they're so close to the HQ, so they all were going to be within range. Alright, so there goes the next flare. Straight to the second boom cannon. And then after that, I think Hail Mary passed towards the last boom cannon. Yeah, just the medkit, that's all I could afford in there in the bottom. Having those 2 flamethrowers just constantly burning really really made me, hesitate about the attack. But, surprisingly they were able to do it. Again, maybe this was the base where I ran out of time, or almost ran out of time, probably down to like 4 seconds or something like that. Yeah, it got pretty intense at one point. But once they clear all these defenses, I got enough gunboat energy to throw an extra medkit just to prolong the life of those tanks ever slightly longer. Okay, at this point we can go 4 times the speed. And when you go 4 times the speed, it looks like you have plenty of time. But when they're going at regular speed, shooting every 5 seconds, and you're just sitting there watching those tanks, it gets very nerve-wracking. At least it does for me. Okay, so there goes the base. I don't know how many replays we've watched so far. So, all right. Then we went to Super Mix's base. I can't take his base down. His base has 6 ice statues. brutal. I tried a few times, it didn't even come close. I couldn't even wear down the shield, so it looks like I'm gonna have to refresh the sucker. Super mix. I'm gonna go a little quicker. We have a lot of things to watch. Next replay. Oh, so we switched to RZCM here. Center base. 4, 5 statues. It looks like 5 ice statues. 4. Or am I missing one? Oh, 6 ice statues. There's one right there behind the sniper tower. So 6 ice statues. Only the masterpieces were boosted. This is the first time I tried this sort of attack where I take out the shock blaster first with gunboat energy and then just lay all the troops in the front. If you notice, well, the front of the base was all single shots, all cannons, sniper towers. So I really didn't have to worry. You can see how many of my troops are still surviving, mainly because everything was single shot. If there were splash damage, especially 2 flamethrowers in the front, that's detrimental for the attack. But for this particular one, it really worked out. I have to admit, it also helped that he only had two masterpieces boosted, as opposed to all 6 ice statues. But you can see how the troops are really doing well, and they just eat the entire base. They really spread out, and I wanted them to stay spread out, so the defenses would be shooting at different angles instead of, focusing on one little pocket of troops in there. So that worked out really well. We can go a little quicker here. I don't think I took down those boom cannons, did I? No, I don't think I did. My troops were starting to walk behind the HQ, so I didn't really like that. I kind of had to flare them back to the front just to gather them back. And then, right there, I let them just finish off the HQ. So that was a nice attack. It's always good, when you can take down the base on the first shot rather than having to try and retry. Okay, so whose base was that? That was this base. Now this base here, you can see how many times I failed with heavy Zuka, until I eventually switched to RZM or RZCM. This one had 5 ice statues, all 5 of them boosted. Center layout with a shock blaster behind the HQ. Pretty classic. Maybe I could have tried TGRM, I don't know. I'm not sure TGRM works when you have so much boosted ice though. But anyways, put down the troops, flare them right next to that rocket launcher. Make sure they're standing all in the blind spot. And if you notice the way I landed the troops, I put 2 bolts of rifles first, waited a couple of seconds just so that those rifles will walk through the mines, as opposed to laying them all on the beach at the same time and walk together. That way I would have lost a few Zukas probably. So right there, once the smoke clears, critters and shock on the splash damage there, and they did really well once they started opening. I mean, this base was pretty tough with 5 boosted ice. I got pretty close towards the end, and you'll see it. So I didn't really like that a lot of the troops kind of turned their backs towards the defenses and started going for the economy when there was only a small handful of troops in the front, doing the right thing. Nonetheless, so I flared to the middle, right there. Had to shock the blaster. I needed to take that blaster out ASAP. Right there, another shock. The flamethrower was also dangerous. Fortunately, I was able to shock the flamethrower, shock blaster, and one of the mortars, all with one shock. So that kind of helped. Flare straight to the blaster, take it out, drop a medkit. Mainly for that flamethrower was right on our faces. And then after that, once it cleared all those defenses, I felt pretty good about it. I still had a pretty good number of Zukas and rifles left. I only had 3 or 4 medics left though. Right here, flare up to the top so they could take down the shield that was hiding behind the tree. And after that, flare them all the way back up. And I was completely out of gunboat energy at this point. So that last flare was the last thing I was able to do. Oh no, that last flare. Straight to the HQ. We can go a little slower so you can see. I had nothing else I could do. There was nothing else I could do with gunboat energy because I didn't have it. So I kind of just relied on those few rifles in the front to absorb the shots from the mortar, the boom cannon, and the shot from the launcher. So only these Zukas here on the left side were actually doing the actual damage. So it kind of got cut a little bit close, but nonetheless I was still able to take him out. So that was good, luckily. So I think that was the last base. I really wish I could hit one of these bases, but they're just always on mine. I can't do anything. Yeah. Alright, I'll wait a little bit longer before we can attack. A 1390, hopefully I can go up to as high as 1396 today, and you know, if things work out really well, then maybe we can break into the 1400 victory points tomorrow or the day after for sure. In the meantime, that puts us at, well, still number 9 in the US. I'll feel a little bit better once I crack into the 1400 victory points. As far as global goes, I'm 85 in the world, so that's not too bad. You know, we're inching everywhere a little bit closer and closer into that top 50 in the world, but there's still quite a lot of work to do. You can see number 50 global has 1480, so I'm just about 90 victory points away. So if I'm gaining about 6 to 8 victory points a day, give or take, then it'll still take, you know, a week or so. We'll see. Not a week or so, what am I saying? About 2 to 3 weeks probably. Because then you also get attacked. So anyways, hope you guys liked it. I'm going to try to keep this video semi-shortish. I know there was a lot of blabbing and just replays, but hopefully we can come back maybe tomorrow and, you know, do some live replays. Alright guys, so hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys keep on booming, and I'll see you guys next time, guys. Max 2015. Bye.